Hey everybody, it's the Mad Master here. Welcome to my channel. It was a parody of someone I watched that said welcome to my channel. Anyways, um, people that are into the new age stuff will probably know who I'm talking about. Welcome to my channel. Uh, love the guy, by the way, who I'm referring to. So I will. God damn it, I'm just having all the problems today with the camera. I will explain something that's been going on with me as far as YouTube and this channel as of late, and that's the absence of political or C virus videos lately. And I'm just going to explain a little bit of the background as far as really what happened with all this stuff with me and kind of go through my thought process right now. A little bit autobiographical kind of content here. So, when this whole thing started, I wasn't sure what to think. We heard the stuff coming out of China and so forth. And I was like, oh yeah, and at work we were talking about Miller virus and all this shit, Ale Asylum virus, it's a local beer, coronavirus, you know, we were making jokes like, oh, I got too much of that, had too much of that last night, all these stupid quirks about what it was named. So when this happened, you know, like I have a March 28th video. I'm like making fun of some of these things like new normal and all this stuff. And I stand by that because I've been researching stuff like 9/11, the JFK thing, uh, all this stuff for years. And I haven't come up with a conclusion. I have an open mind about it. But I do know that governments and organizations and PR firms will come up with slogans and all this stuff, and they try to all these media figures will try to figure things out. What's the future going to hold? So it freaked me out because it did remind me a lot of 9/11. And 9/11, we saw what happened with that because, basically, and where I'm at now is that I think I have certain opinions about 9/11, which I won't talk about because I'm trying to not make this into a 3-hour video, but it's a very complicated thing what I believe happened. And with a lot of these things, I do think it's complicated, but it's simple at the same time. So with regards to the crisis that we're in now, I had my initial reservations about it because it just seems so. There was something really creepy about these articles coming out, like how people won't ever handshake again, all this stuff. It's like, why would they think this? Spanish flu killed 20 times more than this probably will kill, and people handshook for a century. What's different about this than a normal pandemic isn't? And that's where your gears start turning. You remember that silly Jim Mars book you read a long time ago or whatever. You start thinking about this stuff. So I make no apologies for that, and make no apologies about the videos I've made. And there's a lot of things I could go into with regards to how I think now about it. I have, it's kind of been like a roller coaster. So that's one thing that I thought. I'm like, something's weird about this. And then stuff started to happen. This is really where the roller coaster, it's like a roller coaster ride. So you go up and down, with your feelings. One day you'll be like, oh my God, I'm not going to go outside for a week. And then the other day is like, bring it on. I want to go flirt with some women right now, even if they wear a mask, blah, blah, blah. So it's kind of a roller coaster ride. So what happened with me was there is a group that I play tabletop role playing, as if you can already tell that I'm not a fucking. By the way, I'm not a virgin, but I do play tabletop role playing. Sorry, I just had to make a little joke about how my room looks right now because I'm moving soon. So this tabletop role playing group continued to meet during the lockdowns. And this was a period where I was a little bit like starting to shift towards a little bit more, I wouldn't say paranoid, but oh my God, this is pretty scary. And I don't know if it was actually me just acting like it just to see like as an experiment. Sometimes, okay, so this is how my thought process works a lot of the time. People don't understand it. Some of my best friends don't understand how my thought process works with regards to stuff. And some of my friends that I'm having issues with now just don't understand that it's a fluid thing. I'm a double air sign. You know, I mean, that's just I'll think about an idea, I'll discuss it, and then I'll come to a conclusion, and then 5 minutes later I'll be like, wait, I was thinking this, and then let's go back and forth. That's just the way my mind works. So it's always been that way with this virus too, the virus stuff. Of course, I'm more on the I think I'm slightly more to the skeptical side still about what all these mandates and stuff, and that's just the way it goes. And I could change though, because it's been a roller coaster. It hasn't been as deep of a roller coaster as fucking whatever they have at Great America. I don't know. These metaphors are getting kind of played out by now in this video. So this is what happened. They were continuing to meet during lockdowns, so I shamed them. I was like, oh my God, don't you care about people, blah, 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 on Facebook Messenger to be exact. So it was this group chat. And one guy was like, oh, I'm not going to go too because of lockdowns. We can do it over Zoom. So I didn't go for 2 months. And over that 2 months, I started to just kind of question myself. This is going to be a really personal video where I get into a lot of stuff. I started to question a lot of stuff about my own political beliefs and how it's not really my political beliefs. It's more how I communicate them to the world and what I think about other people that have different political beliefs. And I realized I'm a hateful motherfucker, So I started to see these shame articles about people that don't wear masks or possibly sociopaths and all this stuff. I'm just starting to at this point, I'm like, okay, it's kind of dumb to shame my friends for meeting during the lockdown and role playing without masks and social distancing. It's only about 5 or 6 people one or 2 nights a week. And right now, actually, one of my friends that does this is sick, and he's getting tested, and hopefully he's okay. But it is scary, it's a lot of stuff. I mean, I don't know what happened. I think he's fine because he's kind of one of those people that thinks, that gets sick a lot and thinks he's sick a lot. So I'm just going to say that. But I'm praying it's fine. Pray that he's fine. The power of God. So, anyways, I start shaming these people for living their lives, right? And I realize I'm a hypocrite and I'm being a fucking asshole. And I just start questioning my own beliefs, like how I used to be. I used to if you are a Republican, you should be killed and all this, I mean, this is 20 years ago. I had some of these beliefs, you don't care about other people if you're a right winger and all this stuff. It's no, it's just a different way of viewing things. With all the corruption that the two-party system has, we've got to admit. But there's cognitive blinders that people have, biases, that they will ignore that, no matter what you tell them. So that's when I started to question a lot of this stuff. And I'll just have to say, once I started to do that, I went back to my March position about the virus stuff, pretty quickly. I got into a fight with my roommate about David Icke because I was like, well, I probably shouldn't say his name. Because, he did a video, in America, in the States, when we hear a British accent, we automatically, it's like this subconscious thing, they're more intelligent. The not the working class, Cockney slang accent. I'm talking about the British received pronunciation or whatever the fuck it's called. I forgot. So when we did that, when I watched that, I mentioned it to my friend, and it was my roommate, and he got freaked out, it was denying that it existed and all this stuff. I'm like, because Mr. Icke did say that sort of in the video. It's and I'm parodying what he said. But then I watched other videos, and I'm just I watched a lot of different videos. I didn't watch a lot of videos that were well, I did watch CNN, and I watched the press conferences and stuff. I did watch actually some of the videos that were talking about it and stuff that were more mainstream. But I came to this position that, I've changed not my political beliefs. I still believe in limited government, but a social safety net and, taxes on the rich and all that. I'm still a leftist, ostensibly. But there's certain things I've always been libertarian about. I voted for Gary Johnson in 2012. And I voted for Jill Stein in 2016. So I have these mixture of these very left-wing, very libertarian things in my head. So when you see these things that these politicians are doing and this hypocrisy, start questioning things. So that's what happened with me. And by August, I was like, I'm going to do a bunch of videos and I'm going to take a break from doing videos about the virus or politics because we don't know what's going to happen in the next few months. And I think, you know, I want to take a breather, a break from this stuff and try to like sort shit out. And I was taking a look at my view count on my videos, and the music ones are insanely more popular than the political ones, unfortunately or fortunately. Like, you know, the Danzig one is like, I don't know if it's at 5,000 or 8,000 or something like that, and like the Manowar one is up there too. And I wish I could, you know, I wish my videos were more popular, but I know where the fucking bread, the money, the butter, the bread, the butter that breads the I know where the butter that you know, I know where the bread is buttered. I'll say that. So it's the music videos, the music commentary. I know that's my fucking niche. Where the fuck I can't talk today. At least I'm talking faster than I do. Maybe I should slow down. I was talking. So that's kind of where my bread is buttered. Is these music videos? Are these music videos? So I've decided to focus on that for a while. But November 4th, I will be doing a video. I will be doing a political video, and I may even post some more virus stuff. This is one of the things I've done. So on Facebook, I've taken a break. I'm taking a break from Twitter too, less on Twitter than on Facebook, but I'm going to probably be taking both. I'm starting to take both. I'm not going on Twitter as much, other than some of the humorous channels that I watch, which some viewers know what I'm referring to. Some of the humorous videos I watch on Twitter. Anyways, enough about that. It's just a private thing. Actually, you know already that I watch fucking Josh Putin videos because I did a parody on my own channel. Because I think some of them are fucked up, but I just find it funny. This shit's funny, literally. I just find it hilarious. I don't know why. I just do. And you know, like the mega, what the hell? There's some podcasts of these geeky white dudes that watch Josh's videos too. So it's not some like out of the ordinary thing. But anyways, that's another subject entirely. If you know who I'm talking about, Bootek fart videos that are on YouTube and elsewhere. So that's the only thing I watch on Twitter, other than like, I don't even look at the hashtags. I get pissed off if I look up if I click on the hashtag. So I'm going to stop doing that. So November 4th, I'll probably be doing some videos. I'm going to return to Facebook. I haven't deactivated my Facebook by any means, but it's still there. It's just like dormant. And I'm not even on Messenger either. I'm just like dormant on there. I haven't been on in weeks, probably months now. And first thing I'm going to do when I get back on Facebook is post the results of the election, what I think. I'm going to do a newspaper headline, one of those apps, you know, that shows a headline. I'm going to be totally self-righteous and smug in the headline. Like if Trump wins, I'm like, I told you so. And if Biden wins, I'm not going to say, I want to surprise people with this headline, but basically it's about how the left falls asleep for 4 to 8 years once a Democrat's elected. One of those two headlines. There's a second thing I'm going to post on Facebook, and I decided this today or yesterday, and it's going to be depending on what happens with Sweden. It sounds really weird, but just because I feel like shit posting, it's not really shit posting, but it's like I've gotten a lot of arguments with people on Facebook about the virus stuff, okay? Because you know, I have certain opinions about it, or they fluctuated and are fluid because I'm a fucking thinker. Sorry. I've gone all over the place, you know, but I think for the most part, I would be seen as more right wing today about my opinions of it. Of course, that could change, you know, depending on the statistics or personal anecdotes or personal experiences I have. I'll just be honest. You know, I'm not perfect, so that could happen. I still think that I would probably still be against like lockdowns and stuff, even if stuff did happen. If I knew family members who got sick, or I do know some family members that got sick, but they had a mild case. So it's like that. See, that whole thing alone, like if there was more of that, like I'd be like, oh come on, you know, that makes it worse in a way if people do get sick and they get a mild case. To me, in my consciousness about this, because like it makes it you know, I'm a downplayer, denier more because, oh, well, my friend got sick and he was fine, you know, it was shit like that. So anyway, enough about that part. But the whole thing with Sweden is I'm going to post the death rate if it's even better than it is now, which it could be. It's pretty fucking low right now. It's like 1 or 2 a day. But if it's like if that graph still looks the same with that big thing up in April and it's flat, I'm gonna post that as a GIF or whatever you want to, PNG file or whatever on Facebook. That's all I'm gonna post is, and then maybe some music. Of course, people are gonna be pissed, and blah blah blah. I just, whatever, I can stop hearing about what people think. But one of the things this whole crisis has taught me is that I think being, as they say in Spinal Tap, like lukewarm water with people is probably a good idea a lot of the time. Because, and what do I mean by that? Being more neutral, being more moderate, being more nuanced, not more nuanced, but less political. Lemmy from Motorhead is a good example. I was thinking about this today. I actually commented on someone's video about this, or replied to a comment in someone's video. People of all sorts, walks of life and everything love Lemmy still. I mean, he was probably, what feminists would probably perceive as be a sexist fucking edgelord, not edgelord, fucking pig, male chauvinist asshole. But he had a certain charm that kind of flatlined a lot of those criticisms for some reason. And I think it's real how he carried himself and how he explained stuff when he was talking. And this goes for politics too. Like, he's like, all the politicians are bastards, It's like he had this charm that transcended any criticism you could throw at him. That's why people on the left, right, center, wherever, don't really criticize Lemmy. There's no, like, even though he has a song called Jailbait, I Just Can't Wait. He's not included in these articles about, David Bowie or Jimmy Page or whatever, whatever, I'm just saying, like, he had a certain charm. He didn't give a fuck what people thought. Truly didn't give a fuck about what people thought. Truly did not, Lemmy. He just really did not. On probably any level, hardly at all. Was he a sociopath? Oh, like, that was an early video of mine on this channel where I said, are you, people calling people sociopaths, just throwing around that fucking term like it's fucking, anybody can. It's just these ideas are so stupid, and the modern clickbait culture has perpetuated a lot of this bullshit, and that's another conspiracy theory, quote unquote. Not a conspiracy theory, really. Actually, it's the anti-conspiracy theory about what's going on. Because I was having a conversation with a friend last night about this, about cancel culture, and his whole thing about he kind of talked about the virus and cancel culture. And I just watched a Z-Dog video about where he mentions this too. And I never thought about this, but I think cancel culture has influenced people's reaction to it, and that's exacerbated the bad shit with the virus stuff, with the social shaming, the accusations by both sides that one side is evil or the other side is authoritarian or whatever. And that's made it worse. The cancel culture thing has made things worse. Oh, fuck you if you're an anti-masker, or you're just a New World Order puppet if you're wearing a mask. It's just like both these sides pitting against each other. That's one of the problems with this whole debate and this whole, because of cancel culture. And he had a good point about that. So that's one thing to consider. But my whole thing is that I want to try to get out of politics as much as possible, because it's bullshit. Recently, Wisconsin has basically shut out the Green Party from running in Wisconsin for president. And they have all these bullshit reasons. I don't even know if they're valid or not. I don't even want to fucking... There's no reason why someone who's a part of a political party that has a certain number, whatever the criteria is, of votes, or, a certain amount of whatever, should be shut out. And they're just worried about, and even the articles like, they're worried about votes going to the other, that's the third party phenomenon. It's like, and I was like, when I read that, I almost was like, I'm not voting for Trump, but I thought about just, other than that, Republican down the line. And then I'm starting to think about the having second thoughts about that now, but it's just like the political thing's got it gone insane in a fucking disastrous way. So Lemmy Kilminster and his ideology about life and his ways of doing things where he just didn't give a fuck. But you knew he didn't give a fuck, and you didn't care. I don't mean he didn't give a fuck, because he did give a fuck about a lot of stuff, but he just acted as if in life. And that's kind of a thing that I've never done. I've always had anxiety or whatever. It's like, just live your fucking life and not worry about what people think. I see a bunch of scared people out there. I mean, a lot of them will wear a mask, but anyways, no, that's not an anti-mask thing. But a lot of people are afraid, and they're not afraid for good reasons a lot of the time. It's just and I'm not talking about the virus. I'm talking about in general. Just afraid of this person or that person. This boogeyman. This idea, this illness, this political belief. And it's gone really insane. Nobody has any equanimity, in our culture in the United States, in America, in the West. A lot of the West. I mean, parts of the West are better about this than we are in the United States, but it's gotten really bad, really divisive. So I don't know. I mean, on November 4th, I'm going to start posting on Facebook, and I may even do some more videos about the virus or whatever. That's enough time to give myself a breather and the viewer a breather for a while on it, as far as all this talk. And by then, things will probably shift even more than it is now. Who the fuck knows? I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next 2 months when the election happens and everything else. But the whole thing has just been a learning experience for me of humility, honestly, because I was the one. I wasn't trying to cancel people, but I was the one who said, "You're fuck you, you're wrong," And now I'm facing it from the other side, because I'm just like, oh my god, this is what people have to. This is how the left is. This is what it looks like to be on the left, or the left, quote unquote. Being a smug, fucking arrogant, fucking piece of shit prick about everything that you do, and just shaming people and saying people are the devil when they don't even. I mean, like all this stuff about unconscious bias and all this shit. It's just like, oh my god. Well, I'm not that I don't believe in that. I'm just saying, like, all these things, like, you throw at people, it's barrage of bullshit. It's like, people are human beings and should be treated as such. And some people might think that's humans are pieces of shit, but just at least they're openly admitting it if you say that. But yeah, the whole point. So I've gotten into a lot of fights with friends about the virus stuff, and because I held this point of view that's different than theirs. I mean, I hold a point of view that's scientifically based. It's just how you interpret the science. I don't believe they're going to put nanobots in vaccines. I don't fucking buy that. But vaccine companies might be pushing a vaccine to make a bunch of money, and then influencing politicians who influence the media, and it's a cycle of bullshit. I don't know, but I don't know. My only hope is that Christmas. So this is one thing I told my friends who are in the role-playing group. Let's focus and try to manifest this. So Christmas night. It's been a tradition, actually, with a few of my friends have done these kinds of things. One of my friends no longer does this because he has a family and stuff, but this was we used to hang out Christmas night and go to like a restaurant and stuff, my friends back in the day. Now I have this role-playing group of friends where the main guy will all go to Denny's on December 24th, or wait, December 25th the night, get some stuff and talk for hours, And my hope is that by December 25th, we can fucking just go to Denny's, sit down, nothing on our faces, order food, have fun, have it be fucking normal. That's my hope. I'm going to try to manifest this. This is like, it would be a dream come true if that happened. This happened. Because, like, all this shit that's going on, regardless if you buy into it or not, or if you believe it's happening, I mean, it is or it isn't or whatever, if that can happen, that'll be the best night of the year for me so far, for real. I mean, at least until, at least since January, but there was various reasons for that. But no, it would be better than that, because it would be like an accomplishment, a manifestation. Finally, we're fucking able to like do things without worrying about all this shit, you know? So like, I hope that happens. I really am praying, thinking, manifesting, visualizing all this shit to happen. We fucking drive to Denny's, get a table, sit down, drink coffee, order some shit, and it's normal. It's normal. Just not normal. 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 Not fucking new normal. Okay? Fuck the new normal. I just got this shirt. I haven't received it yet. It's like a circle with a cross new normal crossed out. Because I hate that concept. I hate the idea that we have to upend everything because of, even if the virus was 10 times worse. So like I said with the Spanish flu example, it's fucking ridiculous. Okay, I said I wasn't going to talk about politics, but now I am. But, you know, it's like, it shouldn't be a new normal. It should be, let's get back to normal. I mean, even the vaccine pushers, you know, I probably won't take a vaccine until it's tested, unless it was tested more. But even the vaccine pushers should be saying, let's get back to normal instead of new. Why? I don't get the new normal thing. I still don't, even from my March 28th video that I did. I just don't understand it. It sounds like propaganda, fucking, it sounds creepy. The new normal. You know, it just sounds fucking creepy. Nobody can deny that. If they had their fucking best friend, their father, and their fucking grandmother all die the same day from the worst part of New York on May 16th when the deaths were the highest, I think it was May 16th, or May 6th or whatever. Even if that was the person, nobody can deny that's fucking creepy. It's fucking creepy stuff. These terms and stuff. I'm sorry for being so linguistically obsessed. Oh my God. You know, but words influence people. Words are power. I mean, that's magic is fucking words. The fucking manifestation process is fucking magical. The road back to success, March 21st, 2019. And you know, and those in the know probably know what happened with that. Those who know me know what I meant by that and what happened. What subsequently happened sucked, but there's a lot of stuff that happened. But yeah, it's stupid to fucking like sit here and say that words have no meaning, or you know that these terms are just some stupid media shit, like someone said, you know. So that's what I think about that, and I will be back on, you know, November 4th talking about stuff again, what my thoughts are. But I'm taking a breather. I'm taking a break. I'm coming up with more stuff about music. If I haven't posted this already, I did a video about Metallica and Megadeth. You know, what I think one versus the other. I'm going to be doing a video about Dream Theater, a video about, I'd have to check the thumbnails that I ordered. Because what happens is I hire this guy from Fiverr, and I order a thumbnail, and that's going to be because I come up with a title, and then I'll send him the idea that I have, and I do it. I don't do my own thumbnails. I have done them. Like ironically, the Danzig is my own thumbnail, but you know, Danzig is done. By the way, on another note, I actually did like the Elvis album somewhat. Probably going to listen to it again soon. I did like it. I thought it was surprisingly. Wasn't, you know, it's not a return to form by any means as far as his production goes, but it's a step up from the covers album he did and then the last album's production. I thought it was a step up from that. It's not quite at that level, you know, where it was, but it was pretty good, and I like some of the songs, and I think it was cool that he picked songs a lot of people haven't heard of, too, as far as Elvis goes. So good work. And you know, I also liked another note about Danzig is I liked those biker exploitation movie covers that he did a couple years ago. I really liked those. So it's not like everything that Danzig releases now is shit or something. It just, I think that he has a very tunnel vision when it comes to production and his own music now, and it's like I just think he takes on too much. You know, that's the main thing. Yngwie Malmsteen is another cancer sign musician that has an ego the size of Texas that is trying to take on too much too, and kicks. You know, he sings everything now and programs and drum machines. It's just I'm in I just play everything now. I don't give a fuck about a band. It's like, you know, I mean that's just very limited thinking as far as music goes to me. And you know the results speak for themselves. If Danzig came out with Danzig, you know, the new Danzig, like an album to top Danzig 3 or something, all with his modern production, blah blah blah. I mean, you know the what the fuck was it called? I can't remember all these names of these albums. It was the one from 2010 or 2011. That one wasn't bad. You know, the one after that I don't like that much, of course, and then the Covers album was the worst. I think the Covers album was probably his worst album as far as production, and he trying to play drums, and some of them are off time, like not odd timings, but off time, and all this stuff, and the vocals don't sound good. That's the thing about Danzig is like his vocals. A lot of the time, like live, they sound great, but when he tries to record them himself, sometimes there's a problem. It seems like just like modern times, you can't have the same attitude with digital technology as you did with raw production and digital technology as raw production and analog technology as in 1985, like with an ICM or whatever. It's just not the same. But someone tried to say that I'm not a true Danzig fan, whatever the fuck that means. I mean, if you hate Load by Metallica, are you a true Metallica fan? It's like, where do you draw the line on this shit? It's like you have to like every single release, every single song, every single album, every single interview, every single point of view, and then you're a true fan? That's more like a fucking fanatic, like a OCD fucking mentally. That's for the insane asylum, honestly. People that say that I'm not a fan of Danzig or Manowar when I have a fucking tattoo of it too. I mean, it's like, are they fucking insane? That's why I'm doing these videos. I do these videos because I'm a fan, and I think they could do better. I want them to do good. I want them to come back to their. It's like fucking Metallica or Johnny Cash or some of these bands when they hire Rick Rubin, like or Black Sabbath for that matter. It's like, he can bring us back to the level of success and our songwriting. I don't agree because Rick Rubin is kind of a hack nowadays in some ways, but like he used to be great. By the way, another guy that kind of, I think the problem is the compression shit with his mixer. You know, the people that engineer his albums. That's part of the problem, and then the fact that he's kind of tuned out half the time. And ask Corey Taylor about that. He's said a lot of stuff about that over the years about Rick Rubin being just out in the fucking, you know, wilderness when they're trying to do an album. So yeah, I'm like the Rick Rubin of music discussion, I guess, because I will like criticize a band I love and I've loved for fucking 30 years. In the case of Danzig, you know, I mean, this is the 30th year that I've listened to Danzig and his bands. This is the 30th year. So these fucking young schmucks that are 20 years old, I love the Misfits and Danzig. I mean, anything he does is great. I'm a jerk off to a picture of his high school picture when he was Glenn Anzalone. Oh, I love Danzig so much. Fuck you. So, anyways, that's it. Getting a little riled up again. I'm going to be doing way more music videos, music commentary and shit. And I have my opinion, and it may be different than yours, and that's fine. I accept it. Accept people with a different opinion. I should have followed that all these years. You know, that's the point of this video. I should have said, okay, if someone's a Republican, oh my God, they're a murderous fucking war-loving creep. You know, that's just fucked up. But propose a better alternative. Well, you know, maybe peace would be a better alternative. Maybe we don't have to torture people. Maybe we don't have to drone bomb every fucking country that has oil or whatever. You know, maybe we don't have to lock down the entire country for 5 years before there's a vaccine. Maybe people that don't wear masks are still human beings and they're not sociopaths. You know, God fucking forbid. Maybe hanging out with your family doesn't. Maybe the fact that I hang out with my family and don't social distance or wear masks doesn't mean I'm a maniac. Maybe it just means there's only been like 41 deaths in my county over the 9 months or whatever the fuck the virus has been here, and that's a minuscule number compared to a lot of stuff that is still transmissible. That's all I gotta say. I'll be doing way more videos, and I'll be doing more political videos once the election happens. And I'll have a lot of thoughts and a lot of feelings and observations about the crises that we're going in, and whatever, the forest fires or the alien invasion or whatever the fuck else is going to happen in 2020, because it seems like that's the way we're going. And anyways, talk to you later. Peace out. In the words of Stick Sex Hammer.